Hi, everybody. Welcome to a brand new hour of America's News Headquarters. I'm Jamie Colby.
And I'm Kelly Wright. We have a very busy hour coming up. A lot of breaking news to tell you about. Let's get right to it.
But we start this very busy hour with a Fox News alert. Investigators say it was terrorism, and a terrorism investigation is underway in Russia after a bomb blast derails a luxury express train carrying hundreds of passengers. Live from Moscow, Dana, you've been covering this from the beginning. What's the very latest?
Well, hi, Jimmy. I want to
claim of responsibility yet, and I seem to recall that there was a prior incident, an attack on the rail system there. Was it in 2007? Live for us near the scene. Thank you so much, Dana. We'll check back with you. Also, we're getting word that 3 Americans have died in a plane crash in China, and according to the U.S. Embassy, they were on. There's an active manhunt going on right now. It's for a man suspected of gunning down his own because they say Marij has some contacts in that state. Certainly, if you have any information, you should call authorities. Volunteers today, and they're joining police in the search for a missing 2-year-old Florida boy. The parents of Luis Martinez reported him missing. Well, Fox News continues to be on the job hunt for you. On the battlefield, our men and women face huge challenges while keeping us safe at home. And for many that return home, well, they're presented with some unexpected hardships, like finding a good job, especially in this rough economy. I had a chance to see firsthand one very successful program to help Army reservists and National Guard get a head start when they get home. Take a look. Has made an effort to protect the civilian jobs of troops who are deployed. But given longer engagements in this tough recession, that has become more difficult. And employers interested in hiring military returning home can contact the Army Reserve. One employer already responding to our Fox on the Job Hunt story contacted the Reserve offering to fill all 100 openings they had with reservists and National Guard. This holiday weekend, we want to help those looking for a job in these tough times, so keep it on Fox. Each hour, we're going to tell you more about who's hiring and where, and you can always log on to foxnews.com for more on our continuing series, Fox News on the Job Hunt. An Iranian lawmaker is firing back now at the UN nuclear watchdog group, saying that Iran's been a research associate at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. Very impressive, sir. Thanks for being with us.
Good to be with you.
It is. Let me ask you about this, because if you're sitting at home, it is a holiday weekend, and you're wondering, what does this have to do with me? Can we make a connection between Iran potentially coming up with a nuclear bomb and possibly impacting not only Israel, which we know Ahmadinejad wants to wipe off the map, but other countries, including the U.S.?
Well, certainly.
I think that's the case because, for example, North Korea, we know that could pretty much be a big part of their trade. One of the industries that they could pursue. Is that not the case in Iran? Could there be no incentive for them to aid terrorists? Have they not in the past?
Yeah.
Before he leaves, they hadn't taken action on anything in 4 years. And again, officials there are saying, not only aren't we going to pay attention to that, we may pull out of the treaty. How serious is this?
Well, Jamie, I think in this
and China, which had never stepped up to the plate before. So thanks for your thoughts. I'll be honest with you. I would prefer that they do what they're being asked to do. And I think many people feel that way after having experienced terror on our soil. We don't want to see other parts of the world attacked, as we're seeing today in Russia, we're being told. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Well, now back to another big story today. The couple accused of crashing the state dinner at the White House earlier this week. We are learning some lively following the story in Washington. Caroline, I want to ask you because the Secret Service has apologized. This is something that is very, very rare. Obviously, they're taking it seriously. Where is their investigation at this point?
Well, they apparently have been down to the
had their list of legal, financial issues. I'm not sure how that will ultimately be connected to what's happened so far. But I do want to ask you about that. And I also want to ask you whether or not the White House has taken any action for those who were at that particular Secret Service stop, the security location where they believe that's where they first infiltrated the White House. Very much.
You bet.
Well, these incidents certainly are rare, but we want to tell you that it has happened before. You remember Richard Weaver? He actually got through security at the Capitol after President George W. Bush's swearing-in ceremony in January of 2001, after the Secret Service had already distributed Weaver's picture following a similar incident at President Bill Clinton's second inauguration in 1997. Weaver wasn't invisible at Bush's second inauguration. Security caught him attempting to crash the 2005 ceremony. He was later barred from entering the White House or the Capitol grounds for 5 years.
And, you know, some of you are still out there.
Bye-bye.
You know what? This is my kind of story, and I bet it's yours, too. The site of the first Thanksgiving, the community of Plymouth, Massachusetts. They are really getting into the holiday spirit. People there coming together to give the New Hope Chapel a new home. Yes, they are building a church. Can they get it done by Christmas? Oh, I bet they will. Is there live in Plymouth? Wow, Molly, I love this. How much progress are they making so far?
Get the food pantries up and running in time for the holidays. Jamie?
I think the great part, Molly, is they're not only volunteering their expertise, but someone has donated a lot of the supplies. This is a great story of a community coming together. Thanks for bringing it to us.
Thanks.
Welcome back. You've probably already heard of a neighborhood watch program, but there's a community in San Diego that has decided to do more than just watch. They've actually started their own patrol, and I'm hearing that it is working. Casey Stiegel's live with that story. So have they cracked cases, Casey?
Oh, yeah, Jamie, they absolutely
Of pitching in. Thanks so much, Casey. The Secret Service is now accepting blame for a security breach that should have never happened. Well, they made it all the way to the top. Mikhail and Tarek Salehi actually met President Obama earlier this week at a state, although the couple's attorney says they were. So what changes are needed to make sure that it doesn't happen again? Let's ask Bill Gavin, a former assistant director of the FBI in New York. Bill, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, Jamie.
As a layperson, you look at this story and you think, how can this happen? But as a security expert, you must look at it very differently, that if this can happen, what else could happen? Can you share with us your thoughts? Guessing a decision to come at this point, if this couple was able so easily to infiltrate and get so up close and personal. In that picture, you know, we could see how close they got. This is helpful on this. Thank you for being with us. And I want to mention that Congressman Peter King is going to be on the Fox News channel later about the calls for an investigation. That's at 5:30 Eastern. Thank you, Bill.
My pleasure, Jamie. Thank you.
All right,
Kelly?
that will do it for us. Thanks for joining us, by the way. I'm Kelly Wright, joined by my good friend, Jamie Colby. The Journal editorial report is coming up next.
I'll see you back here at 6. Take care. Dana Lewis, thank you very much. Let's get to those new developments in Tiger Woods' accident. Fox News is confirming now that Woods and his wife have canceled an interview they had today with police for the second straight day. As you may already know, Phil Keating is live outside Woods' Islewood community in Windermere, Florida. Phil, Tiger Woods still has not spoken to investigators. I remember you reporting that they did come and try for a second day to speak to him. That he is supposed to leave for a tournament that's in his name that he was participating in next week. It's unclear now whether or not he will go. But one issue that has arisen was this report by one of the tabloids that he had had some interaction with an alleged mistress. And you had a statement from her earlier. Has that moved forward, that part of the story? Did she, in fact, hire an attorney now? About Tiger's injuries from the accident, and does anyone know where his car is? Have there been any pictures of the allegation that the windows were smashed in the back, possibly by his wife? It's an incredibly complex story. Phil, thanks for breaking it down and staying on it for us.
Thank you.
There's a manhunt underway now for an escaped convicted murderer. It's happening under the watch of Phil. Sorry, California, you got some snowfall. It is making an absolute mess for holiday.
9 and in Jerusalem. Thanks so much.
Remember how looking for American-made products, you know, that made in the USA label would keep American workers employed? Well, it's time to do it again, and we've got a website for you. Coming up, we're on the job hunt. We'll show you how some folks are making sure U.S. dollars flow into U.S. businesses, and that means U.S. jobs. Well, time now to go to the Fox News Job Hunt series. Job creation is the key to pulling the U.S. economy out of this recession. And there's a website that's helping steer consumers who are spending their U.S. dollars to buy products that are made in the USA. The idea being that if you keep the products and profits stateside, new jobs will follow. I had the chance to sit down with the people behind the website and also one of the people posting their goods online. Check out my report. MadeInUSA.com, why not? This holiday weekend, we want to help some of the people out there that are looking for jobs in these tough times. Each hour today, we're bringing you another edition in our On the Job Hunt series to let you know where you can find some of the jobs that are available. You'll see it only on Fox. Gold has been the one sure bet for jittery investors. All these years you hear, buy gold, it's safe. But is it about to boom still or bust? That's next.
It is the bottom of the hour on a Thanksgiving weekend. Here are the stories we're following for you.
Fed up with crooks and prostitution, they banded together and formed a community army to fight against the criminals. They're trying to take back their streets. Casey Stiegel is live in Los Angeles with their story. Casey Stiegel live for us in Los Angeles. Great story. Thanks, Casey.
Thanks, Rick.
Well, invest in gold. You have been hearing it everywhere lately, and for years, too. With the price, though, of the pressure, Peter Marisi, economist at the University of Maryland, former director of economics at the U.S. International Trade Commission. Oh, he knows a lot about gold. So, Peter, do I need to have some gold? Should everybody buy some gold?
Oh, I don't think everybody.
Investment you could put your money in would look like this. 2006, $638.75. If we could put up this little full screen that I made. What other metals should they, if you want to have some of your portfolio, if you're lucky enough to have a portfolio in metals, are there other metals to consider? Then there's always the mattress, I suppose, too.
There's the mattress. Mattresses are good, you know, if you want to really be cautious. But I recommend if you get a safety deposit box, it's less likely to burn down.
Very good. So if you have the gold, stash it away maybe, or maybe unload some of it. Thanks, Peter, so much. Always great advice. Good to see you.
Nice. Well, it's holiday shopping season, of course. Were you out shopping?
Nope.
Yeah, I sort of wait for the crowds to sort of thin out a little tiny bit. But maybe you were out shopping. You might not be the only one digging deeper in your wallet.
'Tis the season to be wary of your wallet. The shopping season is the perfect hunting ground for pickpockets. You might forget that, and you could be the next victim. Chicago police show us how these sly thieves work, where they strike, and how to protect your money. Craig Wall from our Fox affiliate WFLD in Chicago has this report. That's great advice.
I took your wallet while we were watching that report.
I double-checked before we came back on camera. I'm okay here. Well, if you're stumped on what to buy your friends and families for the holidays, everybody's not like Rick. He helps himself. We've got just the help you need. Can you believe this? Straight Ahead Consumer Reports is here, giving us the lowdown on the latest and greatest gadgets.
Cool stuff. I was looking in the green room. We'll be right back. Did you miss out on all the Black Friday shopping sprees yesterday and the sales? Well, don't worry. Still plenty of gadgets and gizmos for you to get your hands on.
Oh, we rolled up our...
Great to see you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. Now, this Blu-ray, because I think I'm ready to dive in now and get a Blu-ray. I've got a regular DVD.
Well, if you have a high-definition TV set, you definitely want a Blu-ray. The thing people like about Blu-ray discs is they're a lot sharper than regular DVDs, and they really bring out the details. Of course, you need a player. One thing we like about this Blu-ray player, price is about $330, the list price. But you'll probably be able to find it for under $300.
Stuff from your computer if you've got one in the house.
Getting content from the internet is common on players, but they usually require a physical connection.
Book that you brought, because I was noticing the keyboard on this, because we have one at home. It's a tiny little keyboard. This one looks like a regular standard size keyboard.
That's right. We really like this. This Asus EEE PC.
There's a picture frame, which is the sure gift if you want to get somebody something, but with a twist.
Right. Well, directly off your camera, there's a place where you can load cards directly or sync with your computer.
So Rick could put unlimited pictures of himself and do
and to music. Although
you brought a couple with you that have some really nice features to them.
Right. These are two subcompacts. People love subcompacts because they're so easy to put in a pocket. They're easy, but they're not known, for example, for their zoom pit.
That's right. I hope not.
And we've got only a couple of seconds left. The Canon you brought is good in low light.
It's good in all. It's got excellent dynamic range. Works in all.
Get the copy of Consumer Reports electronics issue. It's
up-to-date shopping tips. ConsumerReports.org has
online.
free tips.
All right,
We'll
great.
check it out.
A couple
Good to see you.
hours
Thanks
left
very
of
much
the
for coming
Black
in.
Help those looking for a job in these tough times. Each hour we've been telling you about where the jobs are. Well, you can always log on to foxnews.com for more on our continuing series. Just click on Fox News on the job hunt.
Great information there at our website. And that does it for us for this hour. We've got new details on that train derailment that involved terrorism in Russia. Investigators are taking a look at that very serious situation.
That's just 3 minutes away on the Fox Report. Thanks so much for being with us. I'm Jamie Colby.
And I'm Rick Volbaum. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Good night.